April 15th, 1912. The unsinkable Titanic vanished beneath black Atlantic waters, taking 1,517 souls and untold fortunes into the abyss. For over a century, their stories remained buried in darkness. Today, we descend 12,000 feet to reveal what truly lies within Titanic's hidden vaults. This is their final testimony. "12,000 feet down, we approach the Titanic's midship targeting E-deck, the crew's domain. Through this corroded doorway, we enter where engineers, stewards, and kitchen staff lived below the waterline. These narrow corridors once echoed with working voices and labor sounds. Now we glide through abandoned passages where pressure has transformed everything into rust and memory." Quick question before we go further. Have you ever wondered what secrets lie in these forgotten crew quarters? And if you're as captivated by these forgotten stories as I am, smash that like button and subscribe. We're about to go even deeper into the Titanic's hidden world. Let's continue into the purser's domain, where valuables were secured. The purser's domain held passenger valuables and ship records. These filing cabinets contained passenger manifests and transaction records, now dissolved by time. Behind this reinforced door, wall safes secured jewelry and cash for wealthy travelers. We descend toward first-class baggage storage on G-deck, where luxury trunks held the belongings of society's elite. Each container represents dreams and possessions never reclaimed. This vast baggage room stored hundreds of trunks and cases. Among scattered luggage, we find ornate containers with brass hardware still visible through corrosion. Some cases remain sealed after a century underwater. Notice the decorative metalwork, suggesting valuable contents. We now descend further toward the cargo holds below, where larger shipments and mail were stored in the vessel's deepest accessible levels. The cargo hold stored everything from automobiles to industrial machinery. This massive space extends 3 decks deep into the ship's hull. Among collapsed crates, we find evidence of a luxury car being transported to America. Adjacent to cargo, the mailroom processed thousands of letters and packages. That registered mail safe held valuable shipments and important documents, now sealed forever by ocean pressure. Descending to the lowest cargo level reveals cathedral-like spaces designed for heavy freight. These structural columns supported thousands of tons of cargo. Among industrial equipment stored for transport, we discover something intriguing: collapsed containers spilling what appears to be metal ingots across the floor. Were these precious metals being shipped to American markets? The metallic gleam persisting through corrosion suggests extraordinary value waiting in darkness. These rectangular ingots scattered across the cargo floor show characteristics of precious metal bars. Notice their uniform shape and persistent metallic gleam. Nearby, we discover something unexpected: the ship's wine cellar containing hundreds of bottles. The glass remains remarkably intact due to deep sea pressure. Champagne and whiskey bottles still contain their original contents, sealed for over a century in this underwater vault. This private collection vault served first-class passengers with premium selections. Beyond beverages, we find storage areas for fine china, crystal, and ornate silver service pieces intended for luxurious dining. Most intriguing are these passenger valuables holding areas, safe deposit boxes where travelers secured jewelry and cash during the voyage. Behind this reinforced door lies a specialized jewelry vault. Its complex locking system, now frozen by corrosion and time. Inside the jewelry vault, deteriorated cases reveal their precious contents. Notice these reflective surfaces, suggesting gemstones persisting through sediment. Pearl strands show characteristic luster despite a century underwater. Gold artifacts demonstrate remarkable preservation compared to surrounding materials. We now return to first-class passenger territory, where wealthy travelers occupied luxury cabins. These rooms contain not just comfort, but considerable portable wealth, jewelry, cash, and precious items travelers kept close. This wardrobe once held expensive clothing, now dissolved by time. Notice the personal safe built into the cabin wall, common in first-class accommodations. Wealthier passengers occupied entire suites with multiple rooms. This sitting room featured ornate furniture and decorative elements, suggesting extreme luxury. The bedroom beyond contained not just sleeping quarters, but dressing areas where jewelry and valuables were stored for daily use. Wealthy passengers often concealed additional valuables in hidden wall compartments like this one. We now approach the legendary Grand Staircase, Titanic's architectural masterpiece. Though collapsed, its magnificent scale remains evident. The landing once featured an ornate clock surrounded by carved panels. Adjacent reception and reading rooms served as social spaces where first-class passengers gathered. Notice the built-in bookcases and elegant writing desks scattered across sediment. The smoking room offered first-class gentlemen a masculine retreat with leather chairs and card tables. Notice these scattered items, suggesting interrupted games. Poker chips and spectacles abandoned when disaster struck. The veranda cafe provided elegant casual dining with indoor-outdoor atmosphere. These wicker chairs and small tables created intimate spaces for afternoon tea and conversation. Each social area contained not just furniture, but personal valuables passengers carried throughout the ship. The exclusive a la carte restaurant served Titanic's wealthiest passengers for additional fees. These scattered place settings suggest dinner service interrupted by catastrophe. Adjacent service areas connected dining spaces to massive galley kitchens equipped with industrial-scale equipment. Notice the copper cookware showing remarkable preservation. Provision storage held thousands of food items in ceramic and glass containers. This cold storage room preserved perishable goods during the voyage. Transitioning to officer territory reveals the ship's command structure. These corridors house the men who operated Titanic. The captain's quarters combined living space with working office, reflecting his dual role. Notice the desk area with nautical instruments scattered across sediment. Navigation equipment storage contained precision brass instruments, sextants and compasses worth considerable value, both monetarily and historically. These tools guided humanity's greatest ocean liner on his tragic maiden voyage. Approaching the bridge, Titanic's command center, where critical decisions determine the ship's fate. Inside, navigation stations and command equipment remain scattered across the wheelhouse floor. These brass engine order telegraphs transmitted commands from bridge to engine room. The final indicator positions showed desperate attempts to avoid disaster. The ship's wheel mount reveals where officers steered this magnificent vessel through its final moments before impact with the iceberg. Adjacent to the bridge, the chart room served navigation planning functions. Deteriorated charts on this collapsed table show the intended route across the Atlantic. Nearby, the Marconi wireless room transmitted messages during the sinking. This sophisticated equipment sent distress signals that brought rescue ships. Notice the message log area where operators recorded final communications. These scattered papers document Titanic's desperate calls for help throughout that tragic night. Titanic's class divisions extended throughout the vessel. Second-class passengers enjoyed comfortable but less luxurious accommodations than first class. Their dining saloon served quality meals in dignified surroundings. Second-class cabins contained modest valuables, middle-class families traveling with savings and precious possessions. Descending to third-class territory reveals stark differences. These lower decks housed immigrants seeking new lives in America, their quarters cramped but filled with hope. Third-class common rooms provided communal gathering spaces for steerage passengers. These cramped cabin blocks house families in minimal accommodations. Inside this family cabin, collapsed bunks reveal the crowded conditions immigrants endured. Among scattered possessions, we find evidence of modest wealth. Everything families owned packed into suitcases and bundles. Notice these small cloth bags hidden among belongings. They contain coins and savings, life fortunes carried toward American dreams, now resting in eternal darkness. In the forward cargo hold near the iceberg impact zone, we find evidence of catastrophic flooding. twisted metal plates show where ocean rushed in. Mail sacks and immigrant luggage mix in tragic testimony to rapid sinking. This field of hundreds of suitcases represents dreams destroyed in minutes. Among them, the most heartbreaking discoveries, small cases and toy fragments suggesting children who never reached their destination. Beyond the ship, the debris field stretches across the ocean floor containing artifacts ejected during sinking. Luxury items, fine china, crystal, silverware, scatter across sediment. Personal effects create an underwater memorial where shoes, jewelry boxes, and toiletries rest as final testimony. Here we find the final treasure evidence. Valuables from all classes mixed by disaster. Fortunes ranging from modest savings to considerable wealth, all equal in eternal darkness. Scientific assessment reveals Titanic's accelerating deterioration. Bacterial formations consume the ship's structure at increasing rates. Marine life has colonized the wreck, transforming tragedy into ecosystem. Yet pockets of remarkable preservation create time capsules showing original glory. The historical significance remains profound. Architectural achievements, engineering marvels, and human stories preserved in artifacts. Each discovery contributes to understanding this pivotal moment when human ambition met natural forces. Personal effects scattered throughout the wreck tell individual stories of lives interrupted. The wealth distribution evidence demonstrates stark class divisions, from precious gemstones in first-class quarters to simple coins in immigrant bundles. Yet ocean currents have created democracy, mixing all fortunes together. The archaeological significance ensures Titanic's legacy continues teaching future generations. As we ascend from this underwater cathedral, we leave behind the treasures and stories of 1,317 souls resting in eternal peace.